A history of questions. When I was 4, I asked my mom a question. 8 years later, I'm still waiting for the answer. I was sitting on my mom's lap at our new kitchen table in our new tiny apartment. Just the two of us, no nanny and Pop Pop. We were sharing a dinner out of cardboard takeout boxes. "Mom," I said, "where's my dad?" I felt my mom's legs stiffen underneath mine. She cleared her throat. "You heard what Nanny said. He passed away." "I know," I said. "But where is he?" "Nanny said he's in a graveyard." "Yes," my mom said. "But where is the graveyard?" Mom didn't say anything else. She took a bite of her food. She shifted. "Did you read any books at school today?" she asked. "Where is the graveyard?" I said. "I'll tell you when you're older," Mom said. "Did you read any books at school today?" "How old?" I asked. 7. "I don't know, Elma," Mom said, her voice getting louder. 12? I asked. Back then, 12 seemed very old. "Alma, enough. We are changing the subject." And she was the grown-up, and I was the kid. So when she spoke hard and loud like that, all the thoughts swimming around in my brain stopped mattering. Or at least they seemed not to matter. Or at least they seemed not to matter to anyone else. They were mine, of course, the questions. So they've always mattered to me. When I was 6, I tried it a little differently. We were sitting at our new kitchen table in our new house, all the way out in Pennsylvania, far from Nanny and Pop Pop in Florida. I sat across from my mom, rearranging the meatballs on top of my spaghetti. I didn't look at her. I thought maybe if I didn't look at her, I could trick her into answering. "So is the right graveyard near where we are now? Because now we live close to where you grew up. Or maybe it's near where Nanny and Pop Pop live. Because that's where we lived when I was a baby." Mom coughed as if a piece of meatball were stuck in her throat. I still didn't look at her. Or is it all the way in Portugal? I didn't want to see the way she narrowed her gray eyes when I asked a question. I didn't want to see the way her bun was wound tighter on the back of her head. I didn't want to see her perfect posture. All the ways she was better than me. "The right graveyard?" she finally said, like the words were from some nonsense language. "What do you mean by right graveyard?" But I knew she knew what I meant. I speared a meatball with my fork, and to it I said, "The one where my dad—" "Alma," Mom interrupted. She sighed. "Not today. I'm tired." I bit my lip, embarrassed and angry, but also a little determined. I'd find out where he was, even if she didn't want me to. "Be a good girl and stop asking questions," Mom said. But if good girls were girls with no questions, I wasn't a good girl. I couldn't be. I was determined to find him, so I decided to ask every day. Every day she would say no, she wouldn't tell me. She said the same thing for so many days. In a row that I finally called Nanny and asked her, "He's near you, sweetheart." Of course he's near where you live now. When I tried to ask more questions, Nanny cut me off just like Mom did. "Some answers need to wait until you're older." By the time I was 8, I had found him. But that didn't chase all the questions away. "Where did you meet?" I asked Mom one night. "We met in Lisbon." "In Portugal," she said. "When I was spending my junior year of college abroad." "You know that." "Yeah," I said. "But where in Lisbon?" Mom turned her back to me. She was cooking. I was alone at the kitchen table this time. "I don't remember all the details, Alma," Mom said. She sounded tired. I made her tired. "You got married, right?" I said. Mom said nothing. She rearranged pans on the stove, then walked to the counter next to it and put her elbows down. So her back was pointing toward me. "You were in love, right?" She put her head in her hands right there on the counter. "What did he say when I was born?" I asked. "Did he look like me?" Mom rubbed her forehead. "Did he want me to have his last name?" "Enough, Alma," Mom said. She was always sick of the questions. I couldn't stop them from coming. I didn't know how. And sometimes I didn't want to anyway. "Enough," she said again, even though I had stopped. For now, enough. That was the only answer I got. When I was 10, Mom and Adam were married. I tried to ask him instead. "Do I have any family still in Portugal?" I asked. He was driving me to a piano lesson, so I didn't have to look at him, but also he couldn't run away. "You'll have to ask your mother, Alma," Adam said. "Did you know my dad is buried in the graveyard behind the McKinley's house?" Adam raised his eyebrows and looked at me in the rearview mirror. "You'll have to ask your mother about that," he said. "Did he love me?" I asked. Adam didn't answer for a minute. He pulled the car over and turned around so he could look at me. "Alma, of course he loved you," Adam whispered. You're the most lovable kid in the world. Oh, I said. I took that answer and tucked it into a pocket right in the middle of my heart. He loved me. My dad loved me. The rest of the questions were still humming in my brain, but they quieted a little with that one answer. He loved me. Later, I asked my mom that question. I guess that was a good question for some reason, because she actually answered it. Of course, she said. Of course he loved you. But she didn't look up from her work to say it. A few weeks ago, when I was newly 12, I found my mom on the little couch in the living room, surrounded by papers, her glasses pushed up on her head. Her eyes were red, and there was a tissue next to her, so I knew she'd been crying, even though she always tries to hide her sadness from me. Sadness and questions belong in other people's houses, not ours. I asked a question anyway, of course. I asked a new kind of question. Mom, I said, where's Adam? Alma, she said like I'd done something wrong. Like I'd thrown a ball through the window or put already chewed gum under the couch cushions. I swear, if you don't ask me another question for 100 years, it'll be too soon. It was like she slapped me. She slapped me with her words. So now I have new questions. A pile of new questions. A heap of new questions. And they are piling, heaping on top of the mountain of my old questions. I used to be a girl, but I'm not anymore. Questions are my bones, my blood, my organs. I've been overtaken by questions. I can't ask my mom anymore. Instead, I find a way to ask my dad.